There are many types of stereotypes in the world, but the Sigma male is the one that most people don't get right. People often think of them as strange, distant, and hard to get to know. But in reality, Sigma males are very loyal and very driven people who don't let social expectations slow them down. Even though they do a lot of things, there are also some things they never do. Here are 10 things that Sigma males never do. 1. Thinking they are better than other people. We see a lot of people who think they're better than everyone else because of their success, money, looks, or something else. When they get to a certain level of wealth, their egos soar and they start to think they are better than everyone else. They have forgotten where they came from, and they may start to treat other people badly. This is when they start to lose their way. Abraham Lincoln said, "Give a man power if you want to see what kind of person he is." This is what sets Sigma males apart from everyone else. They treat everyone the same, regardless of where they come from. No matter how well they do, they never think they are better than anyone else. They don't judge people based on their pasts or present situations. Instead, they treat everyone with equal respect. Men often think they are too important to do some things. They might think it's beneath them to do tasks or jobs that are seen as small or unimportant. Saying hello to waiters or doormen, for instance. They think that's for people who are weak. This is not how Sigma men act. Everyone has a place in the world, and no matter what their job or title is, they treat others with respect. 2. Having outbursts or becoming irritated often. When a Sigma male feels overwhelmed by an event or situation, they won't lash out with words or actions like some people do. They will keep their cool so they can think clearly about the problem. If the waiter makes a mistake with their order, they wouldn't get angry and cause a scene. They would use their smarts to explain what they wanted in a calm way without getting angry. Sigmas have the power to keep themselves in check. Outbursts are seen as unreliable and childish, so Sigma men try hard not to act this way, even when they are angry or upset. Meltdowns won't solve their problems. Instead, they will make things worse. Sigma males know themselves well enough to be able to control their feelings and actions. They also have a lot of patience with other people and don't get angry easily when someone doesn't agree with them or treats them unfairly. When an alpha male is angry, he might yell and make a scene, but a Sigma male will use words to calmly and effectively show how he feels. They know that sometimes it's best to take a step back and breathe deeply before reacting. With this kind of maturity, they can get their point across without getting angry or acting irrationally. 3. Talking more than they listen. People talk for a lot of different reasons, such as to prove themselves to others. When someone is more sure of themselves, they don't feel like they have to prove themselves as much. Because of this, Sigma males are always willing to listen and learn, and they often only talk when they need to. Conversations can teach you a lot if you listen carefully and pay attention. When they don't talk, they can take in more information than if they did. Instead of feeling like they have to say something to fill the silence, they prefer to listen and understand what is being said. In high school, Sigma men didn't always do their homework because they were paying attention in class. When the teacher asked what they thought, they usually had a more thoughtful and insightful answer than anyone else in the room. Sigmas don't talk more than they listen because they know it's important to find out what's going on before they speak. Confucius said, "A person who talks a lot is rarely wise." Sigma men have this wisdom, which helps them make good choices. 4. Playing mind games with other people. Even though Sigma men are quiet, they are fiercely independent and never do anything to get attention, like play mind games with other people. Sigmas believe that life is too valuable to waste on lies and schemes that don't make sense. Instead, it should be approached with a clear head and decisions that are made with an eye toward personal growth and development. They would never be so low as to try to trick or take advantage of someone. They respect themselves too much to do something so childish. They don't have to do things like this because they can easily attract people with their charm and charisma. Their carefree approach to life is attractive on its own, So Sigmas don't need to use many other strategies when they talk to people. Sigma men may be lone wolves, but when they deal with other people, they have high values and ethics and never play games. They also know that there is more to gain from honest relationships than from ones that aren't honest. 5. Trying to change things they can't change. What happens to you in life doesn't matter as much as how you deal with it. We can't control everything in life, which can be frustrating and cause stress. We can't do anything about the traffic jam, the rain, or the fact that a close family member is sick. Trying to change these things wouldn't work and would make things worse. Sigma men won't try to fight against something they can't control. The best thing to do is to accept the way things are and look for ways to fix them. You should know that there are some things you can't change in life, but don't give up hope. When you're in a situation you can't change, pay attention to what you can change. You don't have to say yes to everything that comes your way, but it's important to know when to say no and where to draw the line. You will have a better life if you can figure out when to give up and move on. Sigma males deal with life's problems in this way. They accept the things they can't change and focus their energy on finding solutions for the things they can change. If they understand these ideas, they can find peace even when things are very chaotic. 6. Trying to win at any cost. Winning is a common goal that a lot of people try to reach. Sigma males, on the other hand, know that competition isn't always necessary or even helpful. They don't get caught up in trying to be better than everyone else, and instead of trying to beat other people, they focus on their own goals. They don't have to win every race or beat everyone else to prove that they are better. Instead, they work on getting better and growing as people. They set goals that they can reach and try to reach them in the way that works best for them. The goal isn't to beat other people, but to get better at what they do. They can only get better if they push themselves, and they don't need anyone else to agree with what they've done. Success isn't about winning, it's about getting better as a person. Sigma men work on improving themselves and don't let outside pressures or competition get in the way. Not all the time, being competitive is the best way to get ahead. 7. Letting other people tell them who they are. People in our lives may have different ideas about what success means to them. Even though it's important to listen to advice and mentors, it's up to you to decide how to live your life. Listening to everyone's opinion can be overwhelming and lead you in the wrong direction. Sigma men know what they're worth and don't let other people tell them what they are. When it comes to making decisions, they make their own choices and ask advice from people who have their best interests at heart. People today often care more about how other people see them than they used to. They might try to bring you down so they can feel better about themselves. This kind of behavior happens all too often, which is sad. Sigmas have the strength to ignore pressure from the outside and go with their gut. They don't let anyone tell them what to do or how to live their lives. They don't care what other people think of them, which makes it easier for them to live by their own rules. 8. Taking things at face value. Sigma males have mastered the ability to see that there is often more to a situation than meets the eye. Most of the time, it's best not to take things at face value, and being able to read between the lines can often help you get a better result. Being able to spot the subtle clues and signs in any situation is a valuable skill that can help you make decisions based on facts rather than guesses. Sigma men are also aware of their own biases and don't let them get in the way of making good decisions. They don't jump to conclusions based on how they feel. Instead, they use logic and reason to figure things out. Before doing anything, they take their time to think about what's going on. There are often things going on behind the scenes that aren't obvious at first. Knowing how these things can affect you is an important part of having a balanced view of the world. Sigma men know their own limits and try to get past them so they can understand any situation better. Critical thinking is an important skill that can help you stay ahead of the game. They don't just believe what they are told. Instead, they know how to dig deeper, ask questions, and look for the bigger picture. Not everything is as it seems, so if you want to know the whole story, you have to look deeper. 9. Settling down just to fit in. To be truly happy, you need to find a partner who shares your goals and values. Even though it can be tempting to settle down for the sake of settling down, this is a big mistake. It takes time to find the right person, so Sigma men don't jump into a relationship just because it's convenient. Putting time and effort into finding the right person not only makes it more likely that the relationship will be happy, but it also makes it more satisfying. We see a lot of people getting married because their friends and family told them to. But this is not the right way to handle it. It might seem like the easy way out, but it will make you unhappy and make you wish you hadn't done it. Trying to find someone who will bring out the best in you instead of settling down just because it's expected. Find a partner who understands you, pushes you to be your best self, and encourages you to do so. We shouldn't feel like our relationships are a burden. Sigmas don't mind cutting ties and moving on if something isn't working. Better to be alone than in bad company, as the saying goes. So don't take less than what you deserve. 10. Wasting time on things that don't matter. Time is very valuable, and Sigma males know this very well. They won't waste time on things that don't do anything for them. Their attention is on things that will make their lives better, so there isn't much room for nonsense or inaction. This doesn't mean Sigmas don't ever have fun. They just know that they need to make good use of their time to get things done. Things like spending hours on social media or playing video games don't help their lives in the long run, so they try to avoid them as much as possible. If they are playing games for money, that's a different story. They know how valuable their time is and spend it on things that will give them a return on their investment. Even if that happens, they will still have a plan for how to use their time effectively and efficiently. If you don't make good use of your time, it can be gone in a flash. Sigmas don't like to waste time by watching TV for hours on end or putting things off. Of course, this doesn't mean that on the weekends they won't watch a movie or do nothing. It just means that when it's time to be productive, they don't waste their time on things that won't help them reach their goals.